If you're struggling to get customers on LinkedIn, let me show you my strategy that's helped me earn 6 figures worth of business on LinkedIn, all in the free version without trying to sell. Now, please, please, please promise me that you'll do the steps of this strategy in the order I'm giving you, because each step builds off the ones before. Step 1, lay the groundwork by knowing the answers to these important questions. What is your brand personality? You need to know exactly how you're going to present yourself on LinkedIn, on your profile, in your posts, in your direct messaging, everywhere. So are you formal? Are you casual? Are you quirky? And if you're not sure of your brand personality, Google brand personality list and you'll find so many ideas. Pick your top 3 personalities that together best sum up your brand and run with it. Also, who's your ideal target customer? The keyword here is ideal because life is too short for anything less than ideal. What's your life philosophy? Please put them in the comments below. So think about your ideal customer's job title, the type of company they work for, the specific problems they have that you solve, and even their personality type that you click with most. You're going to tailor your messaging to that person. Now, similarly, how would potential customers look up your products or services in a Google search? The more you use your customers' words and how they would describe you or search for you, not only will it be a whole lot easier for them to find you on LinkedIn, but they're going to feel like you understand them a whole lot more because you're speaking their language. And what are the top products or services you'd love to sell more of? We're going to lean our LinkedIn messaging towards these items. Step 2, build out your profile. And yes, I'm talking about your personal profile, not your company page. Think of LinkedIn as a 24/7 networking event. When you go to a networking event, you go as yourself. You don't go with a paper bag over your head with your company logo on it. Although sometimes I wish I had a paper bag over my head because I have self-image issues. Anyway, ultimately, people are buying from you because they trust you, not your faceless company. You're also going to find it way easier to get connections to your personal profile than it is to get followers to a company page, because human beings want to connect with human beings. And your posts will go way farther when they come through your personal profile than a company page because of the way the LinkedIn algorithm works. Now, here's the hard truth. If you want to build a profile that's optimized for your ideal customer, it's going to take a few hours. There's no way around it. Good stuff takes time. So if that's too big of a project for you with everything else you have going on, I get it. And in that case, just work on your profile in chunks and start with the top of your profile and work your way down. And that's because people are more likely to see the top of your profile than the stuff below. And it doesn't mean the stuff below is not important. It is. I'm just trying to help you prioritize. Now, as you're working through your profile, the best thing you can do is to think like your customer. If a potential customer visited your profile right now, would they know within 5 seconds what you do and why they should buy from you? They're going to make this decision really quickly. So your banner image here should relate to your industry. And your headline here should be a mini sales pitch using your customer's language, like we talked about earlier. And while we're up here, make sure your profile picture is professional but friendly so people feel comfortable getting in touch with you. Now, if you want a much closer look of everything you need to do with your profile, I have a whole video on that, and I'll include a link in the description. And if you really want to nerd out, I have a whole video on how to make an awesome banner image, and I'll include that link in the description too. Step 3, build your network. Now, you want to do this after you've optimized your profile, because once you start reaching out to people to connect with them, some of these people are going to check out your profile, and the profile needs to look good. Now, you'll want to build your network because the larger your network of first-degree connections, which are the people you're immediately connected to, the larger your network of second-degree connections and third-degree connections. That means you're going to appear in way more searches when someone is looking for someone who does what you do. And also, you'll get a whole lot more search results when you're looking for a particular type of person or a particular type of service. Okay, so how do you build your network? First of all, connect with every person you know from every aspect of your life, unless they're psycho and you can let them pass. When you reach out to everyone you know, this is going to broaden your visibility. But then you want to strategically connect with the people who are more like your target ideal customers and potential referral partners. And referral partners are people who are in related business industries who can refer business to each other. Like for me, really good referral partners are graphic designers and web designers because we're all talking to the same people. And if you want lots more details on how to find and connect with anyone on LinkedIn, yes, I have a whole video on on that, and I'll include a link in the description. And if you want to get really nerdy, I have a whole video on Boolean searches on LinkedIn, which are basically advanced searches, and you'll find a link for that too. Now, when you're reaching out to connect with someone through their profile, you'll see you'll have an option to write a personal note, and I strongly encourage you to write one, especially if they don't know you. Most people don't write a personal note, so you're going to stand out, and this is your chance to start building trust. And for that reason, please do not use this invitation to connect as your launch into an immediate sales pitch or an invitation to chat over virtual coffee, which already screams sales. People see through that. I mean, do you ever log into LinkedIn and think, oh cool, what can I buy today? No, and no one else does either. They're on LinkedIn for industry insights or to network or to find a job or to recruit. Sales messages are like mosquitoes and they're pesky, and people just want to shoo them away. So instead, when you're trying to connect with someone who doesn't know you, you're not exactly sure what to say, look at their profile. See if there's something in their profile that you guys have in common, or maybe there's something else interesting about their profile that you can point out. The key is personalize it by showing them that you paid attention to them. And a little later in this video, we'll talk about how to continue the conversation with these people once you're connected. So stay tuned. In addition to proactively reaching out to people to connect, you'll also want to accept people's connection requests. And that includes connection requests from strangers. I know a lot of you are like,
I'm not talking to strangers.
but doesn't every friend start out as a stranger? And isn't the point of networking to meet people you don't already know? Of course, some of these strangers are going to try to sell to you. It happens. And when that happens to me, I usually just say, thank you, I'm not interested in your services, but I'm happy to stay connected. That way, I don't have to buy their stuff, but I now get access to their whole network. Step 4, engage. Engagement is how you're interacting with people on LinkedIn outside of any post you're publishing, and we'll get to posting soon. You'll want to have these regular interactions with people for 2 reasons. First of all, that builds relationships and helps you stay on their radars. Second, anytime you interact with someone on LinkedIn, the LinkedIn algorithm picks that up and realizes that you guys might know each other better, and that increases the chances that you'll see each other's posts in each other's news feeds in the future. So let me show you my engagement routine, which I do Monday through Friday, and it takes about 5 minutes a day. I first look in notifications to see if there are any birthdays or work anniversaries or new jobs that people have landed that I can congratulate people on. I will admit that I only do birthday wishes from people who know me fairly well, because getting a birthday wish from a near stranger is kind of creepy. Also notifications, I look to see if anyone has reposted, in other words, shared my content so I can thank them, or if they've commented on my content, I comment back. Then on the homepage, I try to find one really good post from someone in my network that I can repost, because I know that post is something that my network would love to see. I do try to repost with my own thoughts, in other words, have my own little caption above what I'm sharing, but sometimes I'm feeling a little brain dead, in which case I just repost without commentary. So try to post with commentary, but give yourself permission to not if you can't think of something great to say. And by the way, when you repost someone else's post, that person should get a notification, which means you're even more on their good side now. I will admit that looking for something to repost based on whatever happens to show in your newsfeed can be a little random. So here's another option. Have a short list of the people on LinkedIn who are most important to you that you really want to build relationships with, and go into their profiles, go into their activities section, see what they've posted, see if anything they've posted is repost worthy. And if you do this enough, LinkedIn should get the clue that you really are interested in their content, and their content will show up in your newsfeed. And by the way, you might be wondering why I'm pushing you to repost someone's post rather than just comment on someone's post. That's because even though commenting is great, it's nice to comment, reposting someone else's content to your own network is perceived as a greater act of goodwill. Another thing you can do is go to the profiles of the people you want to build relationships with and endorse them for their skills. However, I would only do this if you can honestly vouch for their skills. And if you want to take it one step further, you can write a recommendation for them, which is basically a testimonial. But again, only write a recommendation if you can personally vouch for their work. And while you're already on that person's profile, scroll all the way to the bottom to the interests section. Click on groups and see if there are any groups that you should join too. So that way you can meet more people just like them. And do I have a whole video about how to leverage groups on LinkedIn? Yes, I do. And there will be a link in the description. And if you're brave, you can direct message some of these people. Once you're connected to them, I know that you're going to be super tempted to launch into a sales conversation with them. Please do not do that right away. You still need to build trust, and you need to have a mindset of giving, not taking. So how do you direct message someone in a giving way? You can share some insights or compliments on a post they just did, or share an interesting article with them, or invite them to a webinar or event. And it doesn't have to be your own webinar or your own event. It could be one that you just heard of that made you think of them, that you know that they would really appreciate. You want a bunch of selfless touch points, and it could be over a couple months before you've earned the right to ask if you guys can get on a call together. And even on that call, it should be positioned as a get to know you call where you're both learning about each other. And you will pick up clues in that conversation as to whether or not they might have some interest in your products and services, in which case you'll know you can have a future conversation that is a whole lot more sales focused. Don't force the relationship towards what you want too quickly. Let it happen at more of an organic pace. And in the end, you're going to grow your business faster. Step 5, post. I'm sure you've heard your posts need to provide value. And yes, on LinkedIn, that is absolutely the case. Posts that share industry insights or industry news are way more likely to surface in the newsfeed thanks to the LinkedIn algorithm. And these posts are way more likely to get engagement. In other words, more likes, comments, and shares, which gives your brand way more exposure. So if you want to find out how to make the LinkedIn algorithm love you, check out this video in the top right corner, because I figured out a way to get 1000% better results. Literally. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.